Okay, this is called Rusty Armour and it's written by my daughter as well as by myself. There was once a beautiful teenager who went to college and wanted to be the best at everything. She was clever, but she boasted a lot. She could not resist telling everyone how beautiful and clever she was. Now, it just so happened there was a man with a black curly moustache, a tall black hat, and rather mysterious ways, who did not like the teenager's boasting, and he tried to tell her so. "Yes, all right," stressed the teenager, in a voice that was not as beautiful as her lovely face. "There's no need to keep going on about it." This made the mysterious man rather upset, and he decided to lock the beautiful teenager in a tall tower to teach her a lesson. Said the teenager thoughtfully as she gazed through the bars of the tall tower's window. "What I need is a knight in shining armour to ride up on his white horse and rescue me." Presently she thought her prayers were answered, for she saw something moving by the trees below. "Aha!" said the teenager. "Here he is now." But she was dismayed when she saw the rider, for he had a rusty suit of armour and was astride a brown horse. "Oh dear," cried she, "that won't do at all. I'm far too beautiful and clever to compromise on my ideals." The rider stopped and called out, "Are you all right up there? Do you need rescuing?" "I'm fine, thank you," she called down. "Just enjoying the view." "It's no bother," the rider told her, "but would you help me polish my armour afterwards?" "I've just said I'm fine," hissed the beautiful teenager, who really did not look quite so beautiful at that particular moment. Just then another rider approached from under the trees. It was a young boy astride a magnificent white horse. The teenager imagined herself riding away on the white horse after she was rescued and thought she would look dazzling on it, so she called down to the young boy, "Hello there, have you come to rescue me?" The young boy looked vexed. "I must gather all the fallen apples in the forest for my father." He dismounted and pulled forward a tethered mule that was hitched to a sturdy cart half laden with apples. "But that will take you ages," the teenager exclaimed. "Yes," sighed the young boy, "it has taken me 3 days already. It will take at least another 3 more. "Can you not rescue me from this tower?" asked the teenager. "I'm locked in." "I suppose," answered the boy. He looked at the knight in rusty armour. "How can we get up there?" "Beats me," said the knight, shrugging. The teenager gazed in dismay at the clueless knight and the young boy. Tutting with exasperation, she looked around the room for inspiration. Scattered on the floor were some dungeon chains. Someone else must have been rescued from the tower previously, because the chains had been ripped from the wall and were lying on the floor, along with broken masonry. The teenager sighed regretfully and began to tear the exquisite eggshell blue silk gown that she was wearing. She picked up the longest chain, looped one end around the bars of her window, and tied it in place with strips from her silk gown. This took some considerable time. Below, the boy and the knight looked at each other. "I wonder what she's doing up there," said the knight. "Beats me," answered the boy, who thought the phrase sounded cool when he heard it earlier. They sat down together on the grass and ate some apples as they watched her. The teenager pushed the other end of the chain through the bars and onto the window ledge. She placed a broken brick on the chain and wrapped them together with one of the strips, tying the loose ends tightly. She repeated this until all the strips of her dress were gone. This also took a long time. The beautiful teenager cursed in a most unladylike fashion. "What's that on the window ledge?" the boy asked the knight. "I'm damned if I know," said the knight, adding another phrase to the young boy's vocabulary. When she was done, the teenager dropped the chain links one by one from the ledge until the rest of the chain and the bricks were light enough for her to move them. Then she pushed firmly, and the heavy load fell from the ledge and clunked against the tower walls below. The weight pulled on the chain about the bars and squeezed them together. When the bars had moved away from the brickwork, just wide enough for her to squeeze through, the teenager nimbly climbed out and shimmied down the chain, which by now almost reached the ground. "Well, I be blowed," said the knight in admiration. "That's really clever." The teenager completed her descent with a graceful leap. She flicked her luxuriant long locks over her shoulder with a disdainful look. "Some rescuers you were," she huffed, and in a single bound she was astride the white horse. "I shall leave your horse at the stables nearest the college," she told the young boy. "You can ride back with your mule and collect him later." She handled the horse expertly, and it cantered away. She now looked lithe and sporty, wearing very little, as her beautiful gown was no more. Of course, she still looked fantastic, but not as she had imagined when she first pictured herself riding the horse. When the sound of the horse's hoofs had faded, the knight shrugged again. "I guess that's that," he said. "That's that," echoed the boy, and got to his feet. "I can help you polish your armour. I have some bananas in the cart, and banana peels will buff it up in no time." The knight smiled and exchanged a high five with the boy. "Deal," he said. "Then I'll help you pick up those apples."